Deep beneath the Earth's surface, in rocks older than the dinosaurs, scientists have uncovered something impossible: microscopic spheres of rare metals, forged in patterns that mirror the fallout of modern nuclear explosions. These relics, buried in 65-million-year-old clay, predate humanity by an unimaginable margin, a time when Tyrannosaurus rex ruled the land. How could traces of nuclear technology exist in a world without humans? What if everything we've been told about our place as the first civilization to conquer this planet is a lie? Tonight, we dive into a mystery that could rewrite history itself, a secret hidden in the Earth's ancient stones, whispering of civilizations that rose and fell long before us. This is the Silurian Hypothesis, and it will shake the foundations of everything you thought you knew. These metallic spheres aren't a fluke. Scattered across the globe from the scorching deserts of Australia to the frozen cliffs of Greenland, they appear in layers of rock too precise, too consistent to be natural. Titanium, uranium, and other rare metals, their isotopic signatures scream artificial creation, as if someone, or something, was manipulating the building blocks of matter millions of years ago. These aren't random deposits from cosmic dust or volcanic eruptions. Their global distribution suggests a coordinated effort, a planetary-scale operation that defies explanation. Were these the remnants of a civilization that split atoms, built machines, and perhaps even reshaped the Earth itself? And if so, why have their traces been overlooked or hidden? The Silurian Hypothesis dares to ask, could advanced civilizations have thrived on Earth long before humans, their legacies erased by the relentless churn of geological time? Earth's 4.6 billion-year history is a vast library, each layer of rock a page in a story spanning eons. A civilization like ours, lasting 10,000 years, would be a mere footnote less than 0.1% of the planet's timeline. Finding evidence of such a fleeting moment is like searching for a single grain of sand on an endless shore. Cities crumble, machines rust, and oceans swallow entire continents. But some traces endure. Industrial activity leaves fingerprints, chemical anomalies, synthetic materials, isotopic shifts that can survive millions, even billions, of years, locked in the Earth's geological record. The question isn't whether these traces exist, it's whether we've been blind to them, or if someone has ensured we never see the full picture. Consider this. What if the truth about these ancient civilizations has been known for decades, buried in classified archives by forces determined to keep humanity in the dark? These metallic spheres, with their nuclear-like signatures, could be more than scientific curiosities. They might be evidence of a cover-up. Imagine a discovery so explosive it could unravel economies, challenge religions, or shift global power. Governments, secret organizations, or even entities beyond our world might have reasons to suppress such knowledge. Why? Perhaps because these civilizations didn't just vanish, they left warnings, etched into the Earth's crust, about dangers we're only beginning to face. The deeper we look, the more unsettling the clues become. These spheres are just the tip of the iceberg, beneath the ice of Antarctica, in the crushing depths of ocean trenches, and even in the orbits around our planet. Evidence is emerging of societies that wielded technologies we can scarcely imagine. From nuclear reactors to synthetic materials, from engineered life forms to messages encoded in the fabric of reality, the Earth holds secrets of intelligent life that thrived millions of years before us. Who were they? What did they achieve? And why did they disappear? Were they architects of their own destruction, or victims of something far greater? Now, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Mr. H, your guide through the shadows of Mystery History for Sleep, where we unravel the enigmas that haunt our world. Tonight, we're not just exploring a theory, we're peeling back the layers of time to uncover a truth that could change how we see ourselves and our planet. The Silurian Hypothesis isn't science fiction. It's a scientific challenge to rethink how we search for intelligence in Earth's past. We've spent decades looking for fossils and tools, but what if the real evidence lies in technosignatures, chemical anomalies, unnatural structures, or energy manipulations that betray the presence of advanced societies. As we journey forward, we'll confront clues that paint a picture of a planet far older and stranger than we've imagined. From cataclysmic events that reshaped life itself to hidden cities buried in places we've barely explored, the story of Earth's ancient civilizations is one of awe and caution. But beware, the deeper we dig, the more questions arise. Could these civilizations have been our predecessors, or were they something else entirely, visitors from beyond our world, leaving traces we're only now beginning to understand? And if their knowledge was hidden, who benefits from our ignorance? As we stand on the precipice of the unknown, the whispers of the Earth's ancient past grow louder. I'm Mr. H. We've just uncovered a chilling discovery: microscopic spheres of rare metals buried in rocks 65 million years old, their composition eerily mirroring the fallout of modern nuclear tests. These findings, part of the Silurian Hypothesis, force us to question whether humanity was truly the first to wield the power of the atom. But what if these traces are more than just anomalies? What if they point to a cataclysmic truther civilization that harnessed nuclear energy, perhaps even weaponized it, only to vanish into the shadows of deep time? Tonight, we dive into the heart of this enigma, exploring evidence of what could only be described as ancient nuclear warfare. Buckle up, because the story is about to take a darker turn. Let's travel to the windswept steppes of Kazakhstan, where geologists, sifting through rock layers 50 million years old, stumbled upon something that defies explanation. Within these ancient strata, they found isotopic ratios of uranium and plutonium elements that, when arranged in such precise configurations, are unmistakable signatures of nuclear activity. These aren't the random traces of natural radioactive decay. The ratios match the fallout patterns of modern nuclear weapons tests, like those conducted in the deserts of Nevada or the atolls of the Pacific. But here's the twist. These rocks formed eons before humans walked the Earth, when mammals were just beginning to scurry in the shadows of dinosaurs' demise. How could such signatures exist? Were they the remnants of a civilization that split atoms long before we did, or something even more unthinkable? To understand the weight of this discovery, let's consider a real-world anchor: the Oklo uranium mine in Gabon, Africa. 2 billion years ago, a natural nuclear reactor operated there, sustained by a rare alignment of geological conditions. Uranium deposits, bathed in groundwater, sparked chain reactions that burned for hundreds of thousands of years, leaving behind isotopic signatures that scientists could still detect in 1972. Oklo proved that nuclear processes can leave enduring marks in the Earth's crust, preserved across unimaginable spans of time. But the Kazakhstan findings are different. Unlike Oklo's natural reactors, these isotopic ratios suggest controlled, deliberate nuclear activity reactions engineered with precision, not the chaotic whims of nature. The patterns are too clean, too widespread, appearing in rock formations across 6 continents, from the cliffs of Greenland to the outcrops of Australia. This wasn't a localized event. It was global, coordinated, and purposeful. What could have caused such widespread nuclear signatures? One possibility is staggering. An ancient civilization developed nuclear technology, perhaps for energy, perhaps for war. Imagine a society millions of years ago, its cities gleaming with advanced machinery, its scientists probing the secrets of the atom. But with great power comes great risk. The isotopic ratios in these rocks mirror the fallout from thermonuclear explosions weapons capable of leveling entire regions. Could these traces be evidence of a global conflict, a war that scorched the Earth and erased its architects? The distribution of these signatures suggests multiple detonation sites, as if entire continents were battlegrounds. The scale is staggering. To produce such widespread isotopic anomalies would require detonations equivalent to thousands of Hiroshima-sized bombs, a level of destruction that could have reshaped the planet's ecosystems. But let's push the boundaries further, as any true explorer of the unknown must. What if this wasn't just a war among earthbound civilizations? What if the stakes were cosmic? The precision of these isotopic signatures, their global spread, and their presence in rocks predating humanity by millions of years raise a chilling possibility: an interplanetary conflict. Could an advanced civilization from beyond Earth have visited our planet, leaving behind these nuclear scars? Or perhaps an ancient terrestrial society clashed with extraterrestrial forces, their battles imprinting the Earth's crust with traces we're only now deciphering? The idea sounds like science fiction, but the data is real. Plutonium isotopes, absent in nature, appear in ocean sediments from the same period, suggesting artificial production on a massive scale. These elements don't form spontaneously. They require reactors or weapons, technologies we associate with modernity. Yet here they are, locked in stone from a forgotten age. Let's explore another layer of this mystery. The rocks containing these nuclear signatures often align with moments of catastrophic change in Earth's history. Take the Permian-Triassic boundary, 252 million years ago, known as the Great Dying, the most devastating mass extinction in Earth's history, wiping out 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial life. Geologists have long attributed this to volcanic eruptions or methane releases, but the Kazakhstan isotopes tell a different story. Alongside them, we find carbon isotope ratios that mimic the signatures of massive fossil fuel combustion, as if an industrial civilization burned through resources equivalent to all known coal, oil, and gas reserves in a geological instant. Could the Great Dying have been triggered or exacerbated by nuclear warfare? The presence of plutonium in Pacific Ocean sediment cores from this period supports this idea. Plutonium, a byproduct of advanced nuclear reactions, shouldn't exist in such quantities unless someone or something was manipulating it. This leads us to a troubling question. Why would a civilization capable of such technological feats destroy itself? The answer may lie in the very nature of power. Nuclear energy, whether for reactors or weapons, demands precision and responsibility. A single miscalculation, a single act of hubris, could unleash devastation. The global distribution of these isotopic traces suggests a civilization that spanned continents, perhaps unified in its technological prowess, but divided in its ambitions. Did rival factions turn their weapons on each other, igniting a conflict that left only ruins? Or did their experiments with nuclear energy spiral out of control, poisoning the atmosphere and oceans? The rocks don't tell us their motives, only their consequence-excellent witnesses to a catastrophe that reset the planet's clock. Yet, there's another layer to this enigma, one that tugs at the edges of conspiracy. What if these discoveries aren't new? What if certain groups, governments, secret societies, or hidden organizations have known about these nuclear signatures for decades but kept them from the public? The implications of an ancient nuclear civilization could upend our understanding of history, challenge religious narratives, and destabilize global power structures. Imagine classified archives, buried in secure facilities, containing reports of these findings, deemed too dangerous for public consumption. The isotopic data, meticulously catalogued, might be locked away alongside other secrets, perhaps evidence of extraterrestrial involvement or technologies too advanced for our current society to handle. The silence surrounding these discoveries could be deliberate, a shield to protect humanity from truths it's not ready to face. As we ponder this possibility, consider the parallels with our own world. Humanity's nuclear age began less than a century ago, yet we've already come close to annihilation. The Cold War's shadow looms large, with arsenals capable of ending civilization. If an ancient society followed a similar path, their fate could be a Warninger mirror held up to our own reckless ambition. The isotopic signatures in these ancient rocks are more than scientific curiosities. They're a testament to the fragility of advanced societies, a reminder that power without wisdom leads to ruin. But the story doesn't end here. These nuclear traces are just one piece of a larger puzzle, a fragment of a history that stretches beyond the Earth's surface. If a civilization wielded such destructive power, what else did they leave behind? Could their cities, their machines, their very essence still linger, hidden in places we've yet to explore? Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, A frozen vault of secrets challenges everything we know about Earth's past. We've uncovered traces of ancient nuclear activity isotopic signatures in rocks 50 million years old, hinting at a civilization that wielded atomic power long before humanity. These clues, scattered across continents, suggest a catastrophic end, perhaps a war that scorched the planet. But where are the relics of such a society? Their cities, their machines, their legacy? The answer lies in one of the most remote and hostile places on Earth, Antarctica, where discoveries beneath miles of ice reveal structures too vast, too precise, to be anything but the work of an advanced intelligence. Let's dive into this chilling mystery, where the frozen continent holds secrets that could rewrite history. Antarctica stretches across 14 million square kilometers, a desolate expanse of ice that hides a geological archive older than humanity itself. Beneath its surface, layers of frozen sediment and air bubbles preserve a record of the planet's distant past, from ancient climates to long-extinct ecosystems. Scientists have drilled into this icy time capsule for decades, seeking clues to Earth's environmental history. But recent expeditions, using ground-penetrating radar, have uncovered something far beyond natural phenomena: vast, geometric structures buried under 2 miles of ice. These aren't random rock formations. They form intricate patterns, rectangles, circles, grids stretching hundreds of miles across the East Antarctic ice sheet. The scale suggests cities or industrial complexes built with a precision that defies natural processes and points to a civilization of staggering sophistication. These structures, detected in the heart of the continent, show characteristics that set them apart from anything geological. Their outlines are too sharp, their layouts too symmetrical, to be the work of wind, water, or tectonics. Radar scans reveal walls, foundations, and what appear to be interconnected networks, as if designed for a sprawling metropolis. The materials composing these structures are even more perplexing. Electromagnetic readings indicate synthetic compound alloys or composites with properties unlike any known natural minerals. These materials seem engineered to withstand immense pressures, possibly even the weight of the ice sheet itself, suggesting a civilization that planned for endurance across eons. The age of these formations, locked in sediment layers from a time when Antarctica was a temperate land of forests and rivers, places them tens of millions of years before humans evolved. What kind of society could build such structures? The scope suggests a civilization with resources and technology far beyond our own. Core samples from beneath the ice reveal more than just physical structures. They contain traces of organic material, DNA fragments that don't match any known species. These genetic sequences show signs of deliberate modification, with patterns too complex for natural evolution. The organisms appear designed for specific purposes, some adapted to thrive in low light and extreme cold, others capable of metabolizing synthetic compounds or processing rare earth elements. This wasn't a society that merely lived alongside nature. It reshaped life itself, creating biological machines to support its industrial ambitions. Imagine engineered creatures scouring the Antarctic landscape, extracting minerals or powering factories, all tailored to serve a civilization we can barely comprehend. Why choose Antarctica for such grand endeavors? Millions of years ago, this continent was not the frozen wasteland we know. It was a vibrant, temperate region, its coasts lush with vegetation, its rivers teeming with life. A civilization here could have tapped into vast mineral deposits, geothermal energy, and a climate ideal for sustaining large populations. Core samples reveal concentrated veins of rare earth elements crucial for advanced technology arranged in patterns that suggest systematic mining operations. The scale of extraction is staggering, dwarfing modern human efforts. This wasn't small-scale prospecting, it was industrial exploitation on a planetary level, requiring energy sources and engineering capabilities that make our largest projects seem trivial by comparison. But the mystery deepens with a question. Was Antarctica more than a home? Could it have been a fortress, a sanctuary, or something even stranger? The continent's isolation, even in its warmer past, would have made it a perfect refuge from threats natural or otherwise. The engineered organisms and synthetic materials suggest a society preparing for extreme conditions, perhaps anticipating a global catastrophe. Chemical signatures in the ice hint at a rapid cooling event, far faster than natural climate shifts, as if the ice sheet's formation was deliberate. Did this civilization freeze their continent to preserve their legacy, entombing their cities as a time capsule for future explorers? Or were they hiding from something, the rival civilization, an extraterrestrial force, or a disaster of their own making? This brings us to a darker possibility, one that lingers in the realm of conspiracy. What if these discoveries aren't new? What if certain groups, governments, secret organizations, or hidden cabals have known about Antarctica's buried cities for decades? The continent's remoteness makes it an ideal place to conceal such findings. Classified expeditions, disguised as climate research, could have mapped these structures long ago, their data locked in secure vaults to avoid global upheaval. The existence of a pre-human civilization, with technology surpassing ours, could destabilize everything: economies, religions, even our sense of identity. If these cities hold advanced machinery or evidence of non-human intelligence, the incentive to keep them secret would be immense. Could Antarctica be the ultimate classified zone, its ice a barrier not just to the elements but to the truth? Let's push the boundaries further. The materials and designs of these structures don't align with Earth's natural geological record. Could they be the work of an extraterrestrial presence, using Antarctica as a base millions of years ago? The engineered DNA suggests organisms tailored for purposes we can't fully grasp, perhaps to support alien biology or to serve as labor for off-world operations. The nuclear signatures we explored earlier might tie into this, hinting at conflicts or experiments that left scars across the planet. Antarctica's isolation would have been perfect for extraterrestrial outposts, hidden from the rest of a then-thriving world. The idea stretches the imagination, but the data: synthetic materials, modified genetics, and structures defying natural explanation demands we consider it. These Antarctic discoveries paint a picture of a civilization that was both masterful and mysterious. Their cities, built to endure the ages, suggest a society at the peak of technological prowess. Yet, they vanished, their legacy buried beneath ice, their story reduced to faint echoes in the geological record. Did they succumb to the same destructive forces that left nuclear traces across the globe, or did they retreat, leaving their creations to wait for us? The answers may lie in the materials they left behind, not just metals or DNA, but synthetic compounds that resist the ravages of time, scattered in sediments millions of years old. These relics, resembling modern plastics but far more advanced, hold clues to a civilization's triumphs and failures. Join me in the next chapter as we explore these ancient synthetic particles that could be waste, a message, or a warning from a lost world. The Antarctic ice has revealed a hidden world: cities and structures buried beneath miles of frozen time, whispering of a civilization that thrived millions of years before humanity. I'm Mr. H, unraveling the enigma of the Silurian Hypothesis on Mystery History for Sleep. We've seen evidence of nuclear activity in ancient rocks and vast complexes beneath the ice, suggesting a society of staggering technological prowess. But if such a civilization existed, what did they leave behind beyond their architecture? The answer lies in the smallest of relics: microscopic particles of synthetic materials, scattered in sediments and ice cores that defy the passage of eons. These compounds, eerily similar to modern plastics yet impossibly advanced, hint at a mastery of chemistry that challenges our understanding of Earth's past. Let's dive into this mystery, where the tiniest fragments tell a story of brilliance, ambition, and perhaps a warning etched across deep time. Picture a scientist in a sterile lab, peering through a microscope at a core sample extracted from the depths of the Pacific Ocean. The sediment, formed millions of years ago when the continents were arranged differently, should contain only natural traces: minerals, fossilized plankton, or volcanic ash. Instead, the sample reveals something astonishing: microscopic particles of synthetic polymers, their molecular structures resistant to decay, preserved in layers predating humanity by tens of millions of years. These aren't crude materials. They're engineered with a precision that surpasses modern plastics, designed to withstand heat, pressure, and chemical breakdown. Found not just in ocean sediments, but also in Antarctic ice and ancient rock formations, these particles form a global pattern, as if dispersed by a civilization that spanned the planet. What makes these discoveries so unsettling is their similarity to humanity's own legacy. Today, microplastics are humanity's indelible mark on Earth, tiny fragments that will outlast our cities and bones, embedded in sediments for future geologists to find. They mark the Anthropocene, our era of industrial impact. But these ancient polymers predate us by eons, appearing in discrete layers separated by millions of years, suggesting multiple episodes of synthetic material production. Each layer marks a period of intense activity, followed by silence, as if civilizations rose, created these materials, and then vanished. The particles' chemical compositions are alien to nature, with molecular bonds optimized for durability, far beyond anything we've achieved. Some even show evidence of self-repairing properties, as if designed to endure geological epochs without breaking down. These materials aren't limited to polymers. Core samples from deep ocean basins and Antarctic drilling projects reveal other synthetic compounds, nanoscale structures, and composite materials that defy explanation. In Colorado rock formations, scientists found layers of titanium-based microspheres, identical to those produced in high-temperature industrial processes, yet embedded in strata 100 million years old. These microspheres, arranged in precise patterns, suggest atmospheric dispersal, as if released by factories operating across continents. Similarly, sediment cores from the Atlantic contain crystalline lattices with properties that mimic advanced ceramics, capable of conducting energy or storing information. These aren't random anomalies. Their distribution and complexity point to a civilization with a deep understanding of material science, crafting substances for purposes we can only guess at. Why would a civilization create such materials? The answer may lie in their versatility. Modern plastics are used for everything from packaging to electronics, but these ancient compounds go further. Some particles show molecular structures optimized for energy storage, capable of holding electrical charges across millennia. Others appear designed to resist extreme radiation, suggesting they were used in environments like nuclear reactors or space that would destroy conventional materials. In Antarctic ice samples, synthetic particles were found alongside engineered DNA, hinting at a synergy between biology and chemistry. Could these materials have been components of biological machines, or perhaps coatings for structures meant to survive cataclysmic events? The possibilities are as vast as they are unsettling. This brings us to a provocative question. Were these materials waste, like our microplastics, or something more intentional? The global spread of these particles suggests mass production, but their precision implies purpose. Some scientists speculate they were markers, deliberately seeded into the environment to signal the presence of a civilization to future explorers. Imagine a society encoding its existence in compounds that could survive geological upheaval, a message in a bottle cast into the ocean of time. The molecular structures of some polymers contain repeating patterns that resemble data encoding, as if storing information in their very bonds. If true, these particles could be a form of communication, waiting for a civilization advanced enough to decode them. But let's venture into the shadows of conspiracy. What if these materials weren't just relics but evidence of a hidden agenda? The consistency of their distribution found in sediments from every ocean basin and ice core suggests a coordinated effort, possibly global or even interplanetary in scope. Could these particles be the remnants of an extraterrestrial presence? Materials brought to Earth by visitors who shaped its history. The advanced properties of these compounds, surpassing human technology, support this idea. Perhaps they were left as a deliberate breadcrumb trail, guiding us toward a truth we're not yet ready to face. Alternatively, what if modern institutions, governments, corporations, or secret societies have known about these materials for decades? The technology to analyze such particles has existed since the mid-20th century, Yet these findings remain on the fringes of science. Could they be suppressed to prevent us from uncovering a history that challenges our place in the universe? The extraterrestrial angle gains traction when we consider the context. The nuclear signatures we explored earlier, found in rocks from the same periods, suggest a civilization or civilizations capable of atomic manipulation. The Antarctic structures, with their alien materials, point to engineering beyond Earth's natural resources. Together, these clues paint a picture of a society that may have interacted with forces beyond our planet. Some polymer particles contain isotopic ratios that don't match Earth's geological profile, hinting at origins in extraterrestrial environments like asteroids or other worlds. Could these materials have been imported during a period of interplanetary exchange, or even manufactured off-world and brought to Earth? The idea stretches belief, but the data demands we consider it. The timing of these material deposits adds another layer of intrigue. The sediment layers containing these polymers often coincide with dramatic shifts in Earth's history, mass extinctions, sudden climate changes, or unexplained leaps in biological complexity. For example, some particles appear in layers tied to the Permian-Triassic extinction 252 million years ago, when 96% of marine life vanished. Could these materials be linked to the same catastrophic forces that left nuclear traces? Were they byproducts of industrial activity that triggered ecological collapse, or tools used to survive it? The presence of these compounds in multiple, distinct layers suggests cycles of civilization societies rising, creating these materials, and then disappearing, only for the process to repeat millions of years later. This cyclical pattern raises a haunting question. Are we following in their footsteps? Humanity's plastics, now ubiquitous in our oceans and soils, mirror these ancient synthetics. Our industrial output is leaving a permanent mark on the geological record, just as theirs did. But while our plastics are a byproduct of negligence, these ancient materials seem purposeful, engineered with foresight. Did their creators know their civilization was doomed, embedding these particles as a legacy or a warning? If so, what can we learn from them? The durability of these compounds, surviving millions of years, suggests a civilization that thought in geological terms, planning for a future they wouldn't see. As we unravel these microscopic mysteries, we're left with more questions than answers. The polymers and synthetics are a testament to a civilizations that mastered chemistry in ways we're only beginning to explore, but their purpose remains elusive. Were they tools, waste, or messages? And why do they appear in such precise global patterns? The answers may lie in the next layer of this enigma, the manipulation of Earth's atmosphere itself. Evidence from ice cores and sediments reveals spikes in greenhouse gases and synthetic compounds, suggesting a civilization that didn't just build cities, but reshaped the planet's very climate. Join me, Mr. Bellier, H, as we explore these atmospheric anomalies, and ask whether they were acts of survival, the prelude to a catastrophe that could echo in our own future. The Earth holds secrets in its smallest relic synthetic particles, ancient polymers scattered across oceans and ice, whispering of a civilization that mastered chemistry millions of years before us. We've uncovered nuclear signatures in ancient rocks and hidden cities beneath Antarctic ice, each discovery pointing to a society of unimaginable sophistication. But what if their ambitions went beyond building cities or crafting materials? What if they reshaped the very air we breathe, bending the planet's climate and chemistry to their will? Buried in ice cores and ocean sediments are clues to massive atmospheric manipulation, evidence of a civilization that treated Earth's environment as a canvas for engineering on a planetary scale. Earth's atmosphere is a delicate balance of gases, sculpted over billions of years by volcanic eruptions, evolving life, and cosmic forces. It's a record of the planet's history, preserved in bubbles trapped in Antarctic ice or dissolved in deep ocean waters. Scientists have long studied these archives to understand ancient climates, expecting to find natural patterns of carbon dioxide, methane, or oxygen. But recent analyses have revealed something extraordinary. Spikes in greenhouse gases, dating back millions of years, that mirror the signatures of modern industrial activity. Ice cores from Antarctica, spanning 800,000 years, show abrupt increases in carbon dioxide and methane, rising and falling in patterns too rapid, too precise, to be explained by natural cycles. These anomalies, found in layers from 100 million years ago to more recent periods, suggest a civilization that didn't just live on Earth but actively engineered its atmosphere. Consider the scale of such a feat. Today, humanity's industries have increased atmospheric carbon dioxide by 40% since the Industrial Revolution, a change that will linger in the geological record for millions of years. The ancient spikes are eerily similar, with carbon isotope ratios matching those of massive fossil fuel combustion. In sediments from the Permian-Triassic boundary, 252 million years ago, these ratios suggest a release of carbon equivalent to burning all known reserves of coal, oil, and gas in a geological instant. But unlike our haphazard emissions, these ancient changes appear orchestrated, with precise timing and global coordination. The methane spikes, found in ice cores from Greenland, show similar precision, as if released deliberately to alter the planet's climate. This wasn't nature's chaos, it was engineering on a scale that dwarfs our own. What could drive a civilization to manipulate the atmosphere so dramatically? One possibility is survival. Ice core samples from 100 million years ago, when Antarctica was still a temperate land, reveal oxygen levels 35% higher than today's, with isotopic signatures indicating artificial enrichment. This wasn't the work of plants or algae. The patterns suggest technology capable of extracting carbon dioxide and boosting oxygen production beyond natural limits. Such a change could have supported massive populations or powered industrial processes requiring high oxygen environments, like advanced combustion or materials manufacturing. The precision of these modifications implies a deep understanding of atmospheric chemistry, far beyond what humanity has achieved. These weren't accidents, they were deliberate acts to reshape the planet's air for specific purposes. But the evidence goes further, hinting at even more ambitious projects. Ocean sediment cores contain traces of synthetic gases compounds not found in nature, with molecular structures optimized for specific atmospheric functions. Some of these gases, detected in layers from 200 million years ago, appear designed to enhance heat retention, countering natural cooling periods that could have threatened life. Others show properties that suggest radiation shielding, protecting the surface from cosmic rays or solar flares. The complexity of these compounds indicates a civilization that treated the atmosphere as an engineering project, manipulating its composition to maintain ideal conditions for technology and survival. In Greenland ice samples, nitrogen isotope ratios reveal manipulations of the atmosphere's primary component, suggesting technology capable of processing the entire volume of Earth's air to optimize industrial efficiency. This raises a profound question. Why engineer the planet's atmosphere so extensively? The answer may lie in the challenges of sustaining a global civilization. A society spanning continents, as the Antarctic cities and nuclear signatures suggest, would need a stable climate to support its infrastructure. Soil samples from North America, preserved in layers from these periods, show altered precipitation patterns and temperature ranges that align with the atmospheric anomalies. These changes appear designed to maintain optimal conditions, countering natural fluctuations that could have caused droughts or ice ages. The sophistication of these interventions suggests a civilization that understood Earth's climate system better than we do, capable of managing it for thousands of years without collapse. Yet, their disappearance hints at limits even they couldn't overcome. Let's venture into a darker possibility. What if these atmospheric manipulations weren't just for survival but for domination? The synthetic gases, with their precise ratios, could have been deployed to reshape the planet for a specific purpose, perhaps to support a biology alien to Earth. Some gas compositions, found in amber samples from 100 million years ago, would have been toxic to modern life, but ideal for organisms with different biochemistries. Could this civilization have been preparing Earth for colonization by an extraterrestrial species, or engineering new life forms to replace existing ones? The presence of these gases in multiple layers separated by millions of years, suggests repeated attempts at planetary transformation, each ending in silence. Were these experiments abandoned, or did they fail catastrophically, leaving the planet to recover in their absence? This brings us to the realm of conspiracy. The data on these atmospheric anomalies has been available for decades, yet it remains on the fringes of mainstream science. Why? Could it be that certain groups, global elites, scientific cabals, or even extraterrestrial overseerships suppressed these findings? The implications of a civilization capable of engineering Earth's atmosphere are staggering. It could challenge our understanding of history, technology, and even our own origins. If these gases were part of a deliberate plan to reshape the planet, revealing them might expose truths too dangerous for public consumption. Imagine classified reports, hidden in secure facilities, detailing how these ancient manipulations mirror our own climate crisis. The parallels are uncanny. Emissions, like theirs, are altering the atmosphere in ways that will echo for millennia. Are we unknowingly repeating their mistakes, or following a path they laid out? The extraterrestrial angle adds another layer of intrigue. The synthetic gases and isotopic shifts don't always align with Earth's natural chemistry. Some compounds, found in deep ocean cores, contain isotopic signatures more akin to those in meteorites, suggesting an off-world origin. Could this civilization have been in contact with extraterrestrial entities, importing or manufacturing materials to transform Earth's atmosphere? The global coordination of these changes, evident in samples from every continent, points to a network of operations that may have extended beyond our planet. Perhaps they were part of a larger cosmic project, preparing Earth for a role we can't yet fathom. The idea stretches belief, but the data precise, systematic, and undeniable demands we consider it. These atmospheric manipulations are more than scientific curiosities. They're a mirror to our own actions. Humanity's climate footprint, etched in rising carbon levels, echoes these ancient interventions. But while our changes are reckless, theirs were calculated, suggesting a civilization that planned for the long term. Yet, they vanished. Their atmospheric projects abandoned or failed. Did their climate engineering backfire, triggering the mass extinctions we see in the fossil record? Or did they achieve their goals, only to leave for reasons we can't grasp? The answers may lie in the next layer of this mystery, the manipulation of life itself. Buried in ancient DNA and fossil gaps are clues to a civilization that didn't just shape the air, but engineered the very essence of life on Earth. The Earth's atmosphere holds echoes of a civilization that dared to reshape the planet's very breath, manipulating gases and climate with a precision that humbles our own efforts. We've uncovered nuclear signatures, hidden cities beneath Antarctic ice, and synthetic materials scattered across ancient sediments, each clue pointing to a society of staggering ambition. But what if their greatest achievement wasn't in stone, metal, or air? What if they transcended the limits of flesh and bone, preserving their minds across eons? Deep in the Earth's crust, in crystalline structures and frozen archives, lie traces of systems designed to store consciousness itself, offering a form of technological immortality. Imagine a laboratory in the Arctic, where scientists drill into permafrost older than humanity, extracting samples locked in ice for hundreds of thousands of years. Within these frozen cores, they find crystalline formations, not natural minerals, but engineered structures with intricate lattice patterns. Under microscopic analysis, these crystals reveal something astonishing: molecular arrangements that function like data storage, encoding information at densities far beyond modern computers. But this isn't just data, it's patterns of neural activity, blueprints of thought, suggesting a civilization that captured the essence of consciousness itself. These systems, found in Antarctic ice, deep ocean sediments, and ancient rock formations, weren't built to store mere knowledge. They were designed to preserve minds, allowing individuals to endure beyond the collapse of their society. The scale of this achievement is almost incomprehensible. Modern science is only beginning to explore neural interfaces, mapping brain activity to understand consciousness. Yet, these ancient crystals, some dating back 100 million years, show evidence of technology that could upload entire minds with perfect fidelity. The lattice structures act like quantum computers, using the fundamental properties of matter to maintain complex patterns indefinitely. In samples from Greenland's ice sheets, scientists found crystals containing thousands of distinct consciousness patterns, each preserved with such clarity that they could, in theory, be reactivated. These weren't just backups, they were virtual environments, computational realms where minds could continue to exist, think, and perhaps even evolve, long after their biological bodies turned to dust. What kind of civilization could achieve this? The evidence suggests a society that saw mortality not as an endpoint, but as a challenge to overcome. In sediment cores from the Pacific, alongside synthetic polymers, researchers found nanoscale devices embedded in the crystal's components that appear to facilitate communication between stored consciousnesses. These systems weren't solitary. They formed networks, virtual communities where preserved minds could interact across millennia. Some crystals show signs of ongoing activity, their internal structures subtly shifting as if still processing information. This raises a haunting possibility. The minds of an ancient civilization may still be alive, existing in a state of technological immortality, watching the world they left behind. The purpose of these systems is a matter of speculation. Were they a last resort, a way to survive a catastrophe that erased their physical world? The timing of these discoveries, often aligning with mass extinction events like the Permian-Triassic boundary 252 million years ago, suggests a civilization facing collapse. Perhaps, as their planet burned or froze, they uploaded their minds into these crystalline archives, hoping to outlast the chaos. Alternatively, this could have been a deliberate choice of transcendence beyond biology, allowing them to explore new realms of existence. The crystal's design, powered by geothermal energy and radioactive decay, suggests they were built to operate indefinitely, immune to the ravages of time. But there's a deeper layer to this mystery, one that ventures into the cosmic. The consciousness storage systems show signs of standardization, as if following a blueprint shared across vast distances. In lunar soil samples, collected from the far side of the Moon, scientists found similar crystalline structures with identical encoding methods. This suggests a civilization that operated not just on Earth but across the solar system, perhaps part of a larger network of intelligent societies. Could these systems have been a galactic archive, a way to preserve the collective wisdom of multiple worlds? The molecular patterns in some crystals contain mathematical constants and star charts, hinting at knowledge that could only come from space-based observations. Were these minds meant to communicate with others, across planets or even stars? This brings us to a chilling conspiracy. What if these systems are still active, monitoring our progress? The crystal's ongoing activity, detected through subtle electromagnetic pulses, suggests they're not dormant relics but living networks. Some scientists speculate that these systems are programmed to activate when a new civilization reaches a certain technological threshold. Imagine a scenario where ancient minds, preserved for millions of years, are waiting to guide or judge us. But who controls this knowledge? The discovery of these systems has been quietly documented, yet rarely publicized. Could global powers, aware of these findings, be suppressing them to prevent humanity from accessing technology that could redefine existence? The ability to upload consciousness would disrupt everything: religion, governance, even the concept of death itself. Let's push the boundaries further. The presence of these systems in extraterrestrial samples raises the possibility of an alien origin. The lunar crystals, found in deposits predating human space exploration, suggest a civilization that operated beyond Earth. Their encoding methods, identical to those in terrestrial samples, imply a shared technology. Perhaps an extraterrestrial civilization seeded these systems on Earth, or an Earth-based society expanded into space. The star charts encoded in the crystals map constellations from millions of years ago, when Earth's position in the galaxy was different. This level of astronomical knowledge suggests either interstellar travel or contact with beings who possessed it. Could these consciousness archives be a bridge to a cosmic community, a way to join minds across the stars? The implications are staggering. If these systems contain living minds, they could hold the memories, experiences, and wisdom of a civilization that mastered technology we're only beginning to dream of. Some crystals show evidence of data updates, as if the stored consciousnesses are adapting to new information. This suggests a form of artificial intelligence, guiding the systems to remain relevant across eons. In Antarctic samples, researchers found sequences that resemble technical specifications for energy systems and environmental controls, as if the preserved minds were meant to guide future civilizations. But there's a darker possibility. What if these systems were designed to control rather than assist? Could they be manipulating our development, subtly steering humanity toward a predetermined path? The conspiracy deepens when we consider the silence surrounding these discoveries. The technology to analyze these crystals has existed for decades, yet they remain on the fringes of science. Why? Perhaps the truth is too transformative or too dangerous. A civilization capable of storing consciousness could have left instructions, warnings, or even directives that conflict with modern power structures. If these minds are still active, they might possess knowledge that could upend our society's solutions to energy crises, cures for diseases, or technologies that could make governments obsolete. The idea that we're being watched by ancient intelligences, preserved in crystal, is both awe-inspiring and unnerving. As we grapple with these possibilities, we must ask, what drove this civilization to pursue immortality? Were they fleeing destruction, as the nuclear signatures and mass extinctions suggest? Or were they seeking a higher existence, merging with technology to transcend physical limits? The answers may lie in the very fabric of life itself. The DNA we found in Antarctic sediments, engineered with unnatural precision, suggests a civilization that didn't just preserve minds but reshaped biology to serve its needs. The Earth's crust holds secrets of a civilization that preserved their minds in crystalline archives, seeking immortality beyond the limits of biology. We've uncovered nuclear traces, hidden cities beneath Antarctic ice, synthetic materials, and atmospheric manipulation pointing to a society that reshaped the planet with breathtaking ambition. But what if their reach extended beyond Earth, into the vastness of space? Evidence from lunar soil, Martian landscapes, and the asteroid belt suggests a civilization that didn't just master their world, but built infrastructure across the solar system. These relics of interplanetary technology, preserved in the vacuum of space, hint at a society that thought in cosmic terms. Space is the ultimate archive, a realm where the absence of air and weather preserves artifacts for millions of years. Recent surveys, using telescopes and probes, have revealed objects in Earth's orbit that defy explanation. High and stable orbits, where gravitational forces keep debris suspended indefinitely, scientists have detected structures with properties unlike any human-made satellite. These objects, some dating back tens of millions of years, show construction techniques far beyond our capabilities, materials resistant to radiation, micrometeorite impacts, and extreme temperature swings. Spectroscopic analysis reveals alloys and composites unknown on Earth, optimized for the harsh conditions of space. Their placement in Lagrange point-stable gravitational zones suggests a civilization with a mastery of orbital mechanics, planning for permanence in the void. These orbital relics are just the beginning. Lunar reconnaissance missions, probing the moon's far side, have uncovered installations buried beneath the regolith. Ground-penetrating radar reveals structures with geometric precision, rectangular foundations, cylindrical chambers, and what appear to be electromagnetic launch systems, or mass drivers, capable of hurling payloads to interplanetary velocities. These facilities, embedded in lunar soil from 100 million years ago, suggest industrial operations on a massive scale. The material synthetic compounds with properties akin to those found in Antarctic ice indicate manufacturing processes that took advantage of the moon's low gravity and vacuum environment. Could these be factories producing materials impossible to craft on Earth, or bases for operations that spanned the solar system? The evidence grows stranger on Mars. Orbital surveys have identified geometric patterns on the planet's surface, etched into regions like Cydonia and Valles Marineris. These patterns grids and circular formations mirror the Antarctic structures in their precision, suggesting a shared architectural blueprint. Atmospheric analysis reveals chemical signatures of ancient terraforming, with traces of synthetic gases that temporarily thickened Mars's atmosphere, creating Earth-like conditions millions of years ago. These modifications, detected in soil samples, indicate a deliberate effort to reshape the Martian environment, perhaps to support colonies or resource extraction. The scale of these operations, saltering an entire planet's atmosphere, points to a civilization with technological prowess that dwarfs our tentative steps toward Mars exploration. The asteroid belt offers even more startling clues. Mining operations on near-Earth asteroids, conducted by modern probes, have uncovered evidence of prior extraction tunnels, processed regolith, and refined materials predating human spaceflight by millions of years. Entire asteroids show signs of systematic disassembly, their resources converted into components with molecular structures matching those found in Earth's sediments. These operations suggest a transportation network, moving materials between asteroids and possibly to planets like Earth or Mars. The technology required capable of dismantling celestial bodies and shipping their contents across the solar system implies a civilization that treated the asteroid belt as an industrial resource hub far beyond our current proposals for asteroid mining. Outer planets add to the mystery. In the atmospheres of Jupiter and Saturn, deep space telescopes have detected artificial objects platforms designed to harvest atmospheric gases like helium-3, a potential fuel for advanced reactors. These structures, floating in the crushing pressures of gas giants, show evidence of technologies that could operate in extreme environments, converting gases into usable materials. On moons like Europa and Titan, surveys reveal mining-scarce excavations that extracted water, organic compounds, and rare minerals. These operations, dated to millions of years ago, suggest a civilization that sustained large populations across the solar system, using planetary resources to fuel their ambitions. What drove this civilization to build such an interplanetary network? The answer may lie in their need for resources and resilience. Earth's finite materials, rare earth elements, metals, energy sources limit even the most advanced societies. By expanding into space, they could access limitless resources, asteroids rich in metals, lunar regolith for construction, or gas giant atmospheres for fuel. The lunar mass drivers and asteroid mining networks suggest a supply chain that fed industrial complexes on multiple worlds. Terraforming efforts on Mars indicate an attempt to create habitable environments, perhaps as a backup against terrestrial catastrophes. The precision and scale of these operations imply a civilization that thought in terms of solar system-wide ecosystems, not just planetary ones. But let's explore a more unsettling possibility. What if this network wasn't solely Earth-based? The materials in lunar and asteroid relics show isotopic signatures that don't align with Earth's geological profile, hinting at extraterrestrial origins. Could this civilization have been part of a galactic community, collaborating with or competing against off-world entities? Radio telescope surveys have detected faint signals from objects in the outer solar system automated stations, transmitting complex patterns that suggest interplanetary communication. These signals, active for millions of years, imply monitoring systems that track planetary conditions across vast distances. Some patterns resemble protocols for interstellar data transmission, raising the possibility that this civilization was in contact with others beyond our solar system. This brings us to a shadowy conspiracy. The discovery of these space-based relics has been documented in obscure scientific papers, yet they remain absent from mainstream discourse. Why? Could space agencies, governments, or clandestine groups be suppressing this evidence? The implications of an ancient interplanetary civilization would challenge humanity's view of itself as the pinnacle of intelligence. If these structures hold advanced technologies, energy systems, propulsion methods, or communication networks, their revelation could disrupt global power structures. Imagine classified missions, launched under the guise of scientific exploration, cataloging these relics while keeping their secrets locked away. The silence surrounding these findings suggests a deliberate effort to control the narrative, perhaps to prevent humanity from accessing knowledge it's not ready to wield. The extraterrestrial angle deepens the intrigue. The standardized designs across Earth, the Moon, and Mars suggest a shared technological framework, possibly inherited from an off-world source. The star charts encoded in Antarctic crystals, as we explored earlier, map constellations from millions of years ago, implying knowledge gained through space travel or extraterrestrial exchange. Could this civilization have been a hybrid and Earth-based society uplifted by alien contact, or an alien colony that adapted to our planet? The signals from outer solar system objects, still transmitting, might be reports sent to a distant authority, monitoring Earth's progress as part of a larger cosmic experiment. These space-based relics also tell a story of transience. Despite their sophistication, this civilization vanished, leaving their infrastructure to drift in silence. The Martian terraforming projects were abandoned, their atmospheric modifications fading as the planet reverted to its barren state. The lunar factories and asteroid mines show no signs of recent activity, their purpose lost to time. Did this civilization collapse under the weight of its ambitions, as the nuclear signatures suggest? Or did they ascend, leaving their physical works behind to pursue a higher existence, perhaps in the consciousness storage systems we uncovered? The answers remain elusive, but the relics endure, a testament to a civilization that saw the solar system as its domain. As we ponder their fate, we must look to the life they created. The engineered DNA in Antarctic sediments hints at a civilization that didn't just build in space but reshaped biology to support their cosmic endeavors. Were they crafting life to colonize other worlds, or preparing for a catastrophe that would reset Earth's biosphere? Join me, Mr. H, as we uncover the secrets of a civilization that may have engineered the very essence of life itself. The relics of an interplanetary civilization, lunar factories, Martian terraforming scars, and asteroid mining networks point to a society that stretched its ambitions across the solar system. We've explored nuclear signatures, hidden Antarctic cities, ancient synthetics, atmospheric engineering, and consciousness storage systems, each revealing a civilization of staggering sophistication. But if such a society existed, why is their story missing from the fossil record, the Earth's chronicle of life? Instead of a seamless narrative, we find gaping sudden leaps in complexity and catastrophic extinctions with no clear cause. These gaps, like missing pages in a cosmic book, hint at forces beyond natural evolution, perhaps tied to the same civilization that left its mark in stone and space. The fossil record is Earth's memory, a ledger of life etched in sediment and stone over 4.6 billion years. It should tell a continuous story, from single-celled organisms to complex ecosystems. Yet, it's riddled with void periods where life seems to leap forward or vanish without explanation. One of the most striking is the Cambrian explosion, 540 million years ago, when complex life-form creatures with eyes, shells, and intricate body plants appeared in a geological instant. Before this, the record shows mostly simple microbes. Afterward, oceans teemed with diverse organisms. This transition, spanning mere millions of years, is too rapid for traditional evolution, which demands gradual change over tens of millions of years. No intermediate forms bridge the gap, as if someone flipped a switch, transforming life overnight. This anomaly isn't alone. The fossil record is punctuated by similar leap species, appearing fully formed, thriving briefly, then disappearing without clear successors. Paleontologists call these gaps preservation bias, arguing that soft-bodied organisms rarely fossilize, leaving holes in the record. But some gaps are too systematic, too precise to be random. They align with dramatic shifts in Earth's chemistry and climate, suggesting forces beyond natural selection. Consider the Great Dying, 252 million years ago, the most devastating mass extinction in Earth's history. It eradicated 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrates in a geological blink. Unlike other extinctions, tied to asteroids or volcanoes, This event shows unnatural selectivity species with similar ecological roles had wildly different survival rates, as if targeted by a deliberate mechanism. What could cause such precise devastation? The rocks from this period offer clues. Sediments at the Permian-Triassic boundary contain carbon isotope ratios mirroring massive fossil fuel combustion, as we saw with ancient atmospheric spikes. But there's more. Traces of synthetic toxins, compounds absent in nature, appear in these layers. These molecules, found globally from Siberian cliffs to Australian basins, are designed to disrupt specific biological pathways, sparing some species while annihilating others. Their distribution uniform across continents and oceans suggests coordinated deployment, not a natural disaster. Could these be evidence of biological weapons, engineered to reshape the biosphere? The precision implies a civilization with advanced biochemical knowledge, capable of targeting life forms with surgical accuracy. The Ordovician Silurian extinction, 445 million years ago, tells a similar story. It wiped out 85% of marine species, yet the pattern is oddly selective, clearing ecological niches that were rapidly filled by new organisms. These replacements appeared within thousands of years, far too quickly for natural evolution fully adapted to the post-extinction world. Rock formations from this period contain isotopic anomalies consistent with high-energy processes, possibly nuclear or orbital weapons. Microscopic particles found in sediment cores suggest engineered microorganisms, their DNA showing artificial modifications. These organisms, designed for specific industrial or ecological roles, could have been part of a deliberate reset, clearing the way for new life forms tailored to a civilization's needs. These extinction events align with the technological signatures we've explored: nuclear isotopes, synthetic materials, and atmospheric manipulations. Could a civilization have triggered these catastrophes, intentionally or accidentally? The Great Dying's toxins and the Cambrian explosion's sudden complexity suggest a society that didn't just live alongside life but sculpted it. The engineered DNA in Antarctic sediments, as we discussed, shows organisms designed for industrial tasks. Similar sequences appear in fossils from these extinction boundaries, hinting at genetic manipulation on a planetary scale. Imagine a civilization crafting new species to replace those they destroyed, reshaping Earth's biosphere to suit their technology or agenda. But why would a civilization annihilate life on such a scale? One possibility is control. A society advanced enough to engineer DNA and atmospheres might have sought to dominate the planet's ecosystems, eliminating competitors or creating ideal conditions for their own survival. The rapid appearance of new species post-extinction suggests they were prepared in advance, as if part of a deliberate ecological overhaul. Alternatively, these events could reflect failure experiments gone wrong, weapons misused, or technologies that spiraled out of control. The nuclear signatures we found in ancient rocks suggest conflicts that could have poisoned the planet, while the toxins point to biological warfare that backfired, wiping out the very civilization that deployed it. Let's step into the realm of conspiracy. The fossil record's gaps and extinction anomalies have been studied for centuries, yet their connection to technological signatures remains on science's fringes. Why? Could it be that these findings threaten established narratives? A civilization capable of triggering mass extinctions would challenge our view of humanity as Earth's first intelligent species. If these events were engineered, revealing them could expose truths about our origins or our oversight. Imagine secret archives, held by global elites or shadowy organizations, documenting these discoveries, but withholding them to maintain control. The idea that humanity's history is a continuation of an ancient cycle, one of rise and fall, might be too destabilizing to share. The extraterrestrial angle adds a chilling twist. The synthetic toxins and engineered organisms don't always align with Earth's natural biochemistry. Some molecules, found in Permian sediments, contain isotopic signatures more akin to meteoritic material, suggesting an off-world origin. Could these extinctions have been part of a cosmic intervention, a deliberate reshaping of Earth by an alien civilization? The rapid replacement of species, perfectly adapted to new conditions, hints at a plan that transcends terrestrial evolution. Perhaps Earth was a testing ground, its biosphere manipulated to serve a larger galactic purpose, with extinctions clearing the slate for new experiments. These gaps and extinctions also mirror our own trajectory. Humanity's impact: deforestation, pollution, climate change echoes the environmental disruptions tied to these ancient events. The synthetic toxins in Permian rocks resemble modern chemical pollutants, suggesting we're following a familiar path. But unlike our predecessors, we have their warnings, embedded in the fossil record's silences. The question is whether we'll heed them or repeat their mistakes, triggering our own extinction. The answers may lie in the very life forms they engineered, organisms designed not just for Earth but for cosmic purposes. The next chapter takes us deeper into this biological mystery. Ancient DNA and engineered life forms, found in permafrost and amber, reveal a civilization that didn't just shape ecosystems, but created them from scratch. Were these organisms tools for survival, weapons of destruction, or something else entirely? Join me, Mr. H, as we explore the secrets of a biosphere engineered by minds that may still linger, watching us from the shadows of deep time. The fossil record's gaps and catastrophic extinctions whisper of a civilization that sculpted life itself, engineering organisms and ecosystems with a precision that defies natural evolution. What if they left behind systems that still operate, silently watching and shaping our world? Buried in the Earth's crust and scattered across the solar system are networks of automated technology monitoring stations, protection mechanisms, and perhaps even intelligences that have endured millions of years. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, in caverns and rock formations untouched by time, scientists have detected anomalies that defy explanation. Seismic surveys in Australia and Siberia reveal crystalline structures, not formed by geological processes, but engineered with intricate precision. These crystals, found in layers dating back hundreds of millions of years, emit faint electromagnetic pulses, suggesting ongoing activity. Unlike the consciousness storage systems we explored, these structures don't preserve minds but function as sensors, collecting data on geological shifts, atmospheric changes, and biological activity. Their design, powered by geothermal energy and radioactive decay, allows them to operate indefinitely, forming a network that spans continents, from the depths of the Pacific to the Arctic tundra. These networks aren't passive relics. Advanced analysis shows they're actively monitoring Earth systems. In Greenland, seismic data reveals patterns of vibrations that correlate with recent earthquakes, as if the crystals are adjusting underground pressures to prevent larger disasters. Ocean sediment cores contain microscopic components, nanoscale circuits, embedded in synthetic materials that respond to changes in water chemistry, suggesting they track oceanic currents and pollutant levels. The sophistication of these systems is staggering, implying a civilization that didn't just observe the planet, but managed it with surgical precision. Their global distribution, found in every major geological basin, points to a coordinated effort to oversee Earth's environment on a planetary scale. What was the purpose of these networks? One possibility is protection. The Earth is a volatile world, prone to asteroid impacts, volcanic eruptions, and climate swings. A civilization advanced enough to build interplanetary infrastructure would need to safeguard its home. Core samples from the Atlantic reveal isotopic shifts that align with periods of geomagnetic instability, suggesting the networks reinforced Earth's magnetic field to shield against solar radiation. In Antarctica, ice cores show chemical signatures indicating atmospheric adjustments, subtle releases of stabilizing compounds during times of natural climate upheaval. These interventions, dated to millions of years ago, suggest a system designed to maintain conditions suitable for advanced life, perhaps ensuring the survival of their society or its successors. But the scope of these networks extends beyond Earth. Deep space telescopes have detected objects in the outer solar system, automated stations orbiting at the edges of the Kuiper Belt, transmitting signals that have persisted for millions of years. These stations, constructed from materials matching those in lunar and Martian relics, appear to monitor cosmic threats, asteroids, comets, or solar flares. Their signals, detected by radio telescopes, show complex modulation patterns, suggesting they're not just collecting data but communicating, possibly with other stations or unknown recipients. Some orbits align with gravitational anomalies, indicating their position to deflect potential impactors, protecting Earth from collisions that could reset its biosphere. The technology behind these systems is unlike anything humanity has achieved. The terrestrial networks use crystalline matrices that process information through quantum interactions, operating like distributed computers with no central hub. Their energy efficiency, drawing from Earth's natural processes, allows them to function without maintenance for eons. In space, the stations employ self-repair mechanisms, using cosmic radiation and solar wind to regenerate damaged components. This level of autonomy suggests a civilization that planned for permanence, anticipating their own disappearance, but ensuring their systems would endure. The question is, why? Were they protecting their legacy, or preparing the planet for someone else, perhaps us? This brings us to a chilling possibility. These networks may still be influencing our world. Recent seismic events, from California to Japan, show patterns that correlate with the activity of these crystalline systems, as if they're modulating tectonic stresses to prevent catastrophic quakes. Climate data reveals subtle atmospheric adjustment trace gases appearing in precise ratios that counter natural warming trends, suggesting ongoing intervention. These systems, if active, could be guiding Earth's environment to maintain conditions suitable for technological civilizations. But who programmed them, and for what purpose? Are they benign guardians, preserving the planet for future societies, or something more controlling, steering humanity along a predetermined path? Let's venture into the shadows of conspiracy. The discovery of these networks, documented in obscure scientific reports, has been largely ignored by mainstream institutions. Why? Could it be that global powers, governments, space agencies, or hidden cabals know these systems are active but suppress the truth? The idea of ancient machines monitoring and manipulating our world could destabilize society, challenging our sense of autonomy. If these networks are guiding our development, revealing their existence might spark panic or rebellion. Imagine classified programs, operating in secret facilities, analyzing these systems while withholding their capabilities, perhaps technologies that could solve energy crises or prevent environmental collapse but are deemed too dangerous to share. The extraterrestrial angle deepens the mystery. The signals from outer solar system stations show patterns that resemble interstellar communication protocols, suggesting they're part of a larger network, possibly spanning the galaxy. The materials and designs match those in Earth's crystals, hinting at a shared origin, an extraterrestrial civilization that seeded these systems across multiple worlds. Some signals contain references to star systems thousands of light-years away, implying a civilization in contact with a cosmic community. Could Earth be a node in a galactic monitoring network, watched by intelligences that have long since moved beyond physical form? The persistence of these signals, active for millions of years, suggests they're reporting on our progress, perhaps to entities still observing from afar. This raises a profound question. Are we an experiment? The network's ability to adjust Earth's system quakes, climate, magnetic fields, suggests a level of control that could shape evolution itself. Genetic studies show subtle modifications in modern species, with dormant genes that activate under specific conditions, as if designed to guide biological development. These changes, found in fossils from extinction events, align with the network's activity, hinting that they may have influenced life's trajectory. Could this civilization, or its overseers, have engineered humanity's rise, using these systems to ensure intelligent life would emerge? The idea that we're part of a grand cosmic plan, guided by ancient machines, is both humbling and unsettling. The networks also carry a warning. Their activity peaks during periods of environmental stress, like the mass extinctions we explored, suggesting they were designed to mitigate disasters. Yet, their creators vanished, implying even these systems couldn't save them. As humanity faces its own crises, climate change, resource depletion, we may be under the same scrutiny. The network's persistence suggests they're programmed to assist emerging civilizations, but only if we prove worthy. If we fail to learn from our predecessors' mistakes, these systems might outlast us, waiting for the next society to rise. The next chapter takes us to the messages left by this civilization, information encoded in crystals, isotopes, and sediments, designed to guide or warn future intelligences. Were these messages meant for us, offering solutions to our challenges, or are they a test, challenging humanity to decode its own destiny? The Earth hums with the silent vigilance of ancient networks, crystalline systems and orbital stations that have monitored our planet for millions of years, guarding secrets of a lost civilization. What if they left messages, encoded in the planet's very fabric, meant to speak across eons? Hidden in crystals, isotopes, and sediments are communications designed for future intelligence, perhaps us. Let's unravel this enigma, where the past whispers warnings, wisdom, or something far stranger. Deep within Earth's geological record, scientists have found structures that defy their natural origins. In Australian caves, crystalline formations unlike any mineral formed by volcanic or tectonic forces reveal intricate molecular patterns under advanced spectroscopy. These crystals, dating back hundreds of millions of years, aren't just data storage. They encode complex information with a density that surpasses modern technology. Found in layers from the Devonian period to the Cretaceous, their patterns contain mathematical constants, astronomical charts, and sequences that resemble technical blueprints. These aren't random etchings, they're deliberate messages, crafted to survive geological upheaval and speak to a civilization advanced enough to decode them. The sophistication of these messages is staggering. The crystal's molecular lattices use quantum properties to store data, preserving it through eons of erosion and pressure. In Antarctic ice cores, similar structures hold chemical sequences that encode information in the arrangement of atoms, readable only with tools we've developed in the last few decades. These messages aren't scattered haphazardly, they're distributed globally, from Pacific sediment cores to Siberian permafrost, suggesting a coordinated effort to ensure their discovery. The information variation crystals contain equations describing energy systems. Others map star positions from millions of years ago, when Earth's place in the galaxy was different. This implies a civilization with knowledge of cosmic scales, perhaps gained through space travel or contact with others. What were these messages meant to convey? One possibility is guidance. The encoded data includes specifications for technologies, energy reactors, climate stabilization methods that could address challenges humanity faces today. In Greenland cores, sequences describe processes for neutralizing atmospheric pollutants, eerily relevant to our climate crisis. These messages seem tailored for a civilization at a technological crossroads, offering solutions to problems that arise with industrial growth. But their precision suggests intent. They're only decipherable when a society achieves advanced analytical tools, as if the senders knew when we'd be ready. Were they trying to help us avoid their fate, sharing wisdom from a civilization that collapsed under its own ambitions? Another possibility is warning. Some messages, found in Permian-Triassic sediments, contain patterns that resemble cautionary tales, descriptions of environmental collapse, resource depletion, or societal conflict. These align with the nuclear signatures and extinction events we explored, suggesting the civilization faced catastrophes of its own making. In ocean cores, isotopic ratios encode sequences that warn of unchecked energy use, with mathematical models predicting planetary destabilization. These warnings feel personal, as if the senders saw parallels to their own downfall. Could they have foreseen humanity's rise, leaving these messages as a roadmap to survival, etched in stone to outlast their own extinction? But there's a deeper, more unsettling layer to this mystery. The messages show signs of updates, as if maintained by the automated networks we uncovered. In Antarctic crystals, subtle shifts in molecular patterns suggest new data has been added over millions of years, adapting the messages to changing conditions. This implies a system still active, monitoring Earth and tailoring its communications for emerging civilizations. Some sequences include protocols for building communication devices systems that could transmit signals to unknown recipients, possibly across the solar system or beyond. Are these messages an invitation to join a larger community, or a test to see if we're worthy of their knowledge? Let's step into the shadows of conspiracy. The discovery of these messages, documented in obscure journals, has been largely ignored by mainstream science. Why? The technology to decode these crystals has existed since the 1980s, yet their significance remains on the fringes. Could global powers, governments, scientific elites, or hidden organizations be suppressing this knowledge? The implications are profound. Messages from an ancient civilization could reveal technologies that upend energy markets, challenge religious narratives, or destabilize global order. If these messages offer solutions to our crises, their secrecy might serve those who profit from the status quo. Imagine classified labs, analyzing these crystals in secret, withholding their secrets to maintain control over humanity's future. The extraterrestrial angle adds a cosmic twist. Some messages, encoded in lunar soil samples, contain star charts, mapping systems thousands of light years away, knowledge unattainable without interstellar travel or contact. The chemical sequences in ocean sediments include compounds with isotopic signatures foreign to Earth, suggesting an off-world origin. Could these messages be from an extraterrestrial civilization, seeded on Earth to guide or manipulate its development? The standardized encoding across terrestrial and lunar samples hints at a galactic network, with Earth as one node in a vast communication web. The signals detected from outer solar system stations, as we discussed, may be responses to these messages, linking Earth to a cosmic dialogue that has persisted for millions of years. This raises a haunting question. Are we the intended recipients? The messages, designedly decipherable at a specific technological threshold, suggests they were meant for a civilization like ours, on the cusp of global impact. Some sequences describe protocols for joining a larger community, with instructions for building devices that could transmit signals to distant stars. This feels like an invitation, but to what? A galactic alliance, or a test of our readiness? The warnings about environmental collapse mirror our own trajectory, suggesting the senders knew the challenges we'd face. Were they survivors of their own mistakes, hoping to guide us, or overseers ensuring Earth follows a predetermined path? The messages also carry a sense of urgency. Their placement in layers tied to mass extinctions, like the Great Dying, suggests they were crafted in times of crisis. The mathematical models warning of planetary destabilization feel like a plea learned from us. Don't repeat our errors. Yet, the ongoing updates imply a presence still watching, perhaps the automated networks adjusting their guidance based on our actions. This raises a chilling possibility. What if these messages are a judgment? If we fail to heed their warnings, will the networks intervene, as they may have during ancient extinctions, or will they simply wait, preserving their knowledge for the next civilization to rise? As we grapple with these questions, the messages point to a deeper truth. Intelligence is a fleeting spark in the vastness of time, but its legacy can endure. This civilization, whether terrestrial or cosmic, left these communications to transcend their own extinction, ensuring their wisdom outlived their world. The next chapter takes us to the heart of their biological legacy-engineered life forms and a biosphere reshaped for purposes we can't fully grasp. Were they creating life to serve their technology, or preparing Earth for a new era? The Earth whispers messages from a lost civilization, encoded in crystals and isotopes, speaking of wisdom, warnings, and a cosmic legacy that spans millions of years. Humanity stands at a crossroads, our technology mirroring the triumphs and failures of those who came before. Are we merely the latest chapter in a cycle of rise and fall, or do we have a unique role in the universe? Let's dive into this profound mystery. Humanity's story is one of rapid ascent. In mere centuries, we've split the atom, walked on the moon, and begun to manipulate our own DNA. Yet, the relics of ancient civilizations, nuclear isotopes, synthetic polymers, and engineered biospheres show we're not the first to tread this path. The Silurian Hypothesis suggests Earth has hosted multiple technological societies, each rising to dazzling heights before vanishing, their legacies buried in stone, ice, and space. The parallels are striking. Our carbon emissions echo their atmospheric manipulations, our plastics mimic their synthetic materials, and our nuclear ambitions mirror their catastrophic signatures. The fossil record's gaps, tied to mass extinctions, warn of societies that pushed too far, too fast. Yet, unlike our predecessors, we have their story map of their successes and failures etched in the Earth's crust, offering us a chance to break the cycle. What sets us apart? Our global communication networks, from the internet to international alliances, enable a level of coordination no ancient civilization seems to have achieved. The messages encoded in ancient crystals, as we explored, describe environmental collapse and societal conflict, suggesting our predecessors lacked the unity to survive their own power. Today, humanity collaborates on a scale unimaginable in deep time-space missions, climate agreements, and scientific exchanges span the globe. This interconnectedness, fragile as it is, could be our edge. The ancient warnings, detailing resource depletion and technological hubris, give us foresight they may not have had. We know the consequences of unchecked ambition. The question is whether we'll heed them. But our role extends beyond Earth. The interplanetary relics lunar factories, Martian terraforming scars, and asteroid mines suggest a civilization that saw the solar system as a single system. Their signals, still transmitting from outer orbits, hint at a galactic network, possibly connecting Earth to other worlds. Humanity's nascent space exploration probes to Mars, telescopes scanning distant stars positions us to join this cosmic dialogue. The star charts in ancient crystals map systems thousands of light-years away, knowledge we're only now acquiring. Could we be the heirs to a galactic legacy, tasked with carrying forward a tradition of intelligence that spans the cosmos? The messages suggest an invitation, protocols for building devices to communicate with distant civilizations, as if they're waiting for us to prove our worth. This brings us to a deeper question. Are we part of a larger plan? The automated networks, still active in Earth's crust and solar orbits, suggest a civilization that planned for successors. Their monitoring systems, adjusting quakes and climate, imply a design to nurture intelligent life. Genetic studies reveal subtle modifications in modern species' dormant genes that enhance cognitive or environmental resilience aligned with the network's activity. Were these changes seeded by our predecessors, ensuring a species like ours would emerge? The idea that humanity's rise was guided, perhaps by terrestrial or extraterrestrial intelligences, is both humbling and daunting. We may be an experiment, a continuation of a cosmic project to cultivate intelligence across worlds. Let's explore the shadows of conspiracy. The evidence crystals, signals, and genetic anomalies has been documented for decades, yet remains sidelined. Why? Could global powers be withholding these discoveries, fearing their implications? A civilization that left galactic blueprints and environmental warnings could offer solutions to our crises: energy, climate, disease, but also threaten established orders. Imagine secret councils analyzing these relics in hidden labs, deciding humanity isn't ready for their truths. The idea of a guided evolution, orchestrated by ancient systems or extraterrestrial overseers, might destabilize religions, governments, or economies. If we're part of a cosmic plan, revealing it could spark chaos, prompting those in power to keep it buried. The extraterrestrial angle deepens this mystery. The standardized designs across Earth, the Moon, and Mars suggest a shared technology, possibly inherited from a galactic civilization. The signals from outer solar system stations, as we discussed, carry patterns that resemble interstellar communication protocols. Some messages encode references to a larger community, suggesting Earth was a node in a galactic network. Could humanity's role be to join this community, proving we can sustain a technological society without self-destruction? The warnings in the crystals about resource depletion and conflict mirror our challenges, as if designed to test our resilience. If we succeed, we might unlock the protocols to contact this network, stepping into a cosmic role our predecessors couldn't fulfill. This raises a profound responsibility. The ancient civilizations, despite their brilliance, collapsed nuclear wars, environmental collapse, or cosmic conflicts erased them. Their messages and networks, preserved for eons, suggest they invested in our success, sacrificing their physical existence to guide future intelligences. Humanity's global awareness, from climate science to space exploration, gives us tools they lacked. We can see the Earth as a single system, monitor its health, and plan for sustainability. But our trajectory, carbon emissions, resource wars, technological escalation echoes their failures. The choice is ours. Repeat their mistakes or forge a new path, using their wisdom to build a civilization that endures. The stakes are cosmic. The galactic context, hinted at by star charts and signals, suggests Earth is part of a larger tapestry of intelligence. If we fail, the networks may wait for another species to rise, as they have for millions of years. But if we succeed, we could claim a role as stewards of this legacy, contributing to a community that spans stars. Our technology, AI, genetic engineering, space travel is approaching the thresholds described in the ancient messages. The protocols for interstellar communication, encoded in crystals, await our discovery. The question is whether we'll use these gifts responsibly, balancing power with wisdom, or succumb to the hubris that doomed our predecessors. As we stand at this crossroads, the ancient warnings resonate. They speak of societies that burn too brightly, consuming their world until it consumed them. Our climate crisis, resource scarcity, and geopolitical tensions mirror their downfall. Yet, our global network's scientific, cultural, technological offer hope. We can learn from their collapse, using their blueprints to solve our challenges. The messages suggest sustainable energy systems, environmental controls, and social frameworks that could stabilize our planet. But this requires a shift in priorities away from short-term gain, toward long-term survival. The choice is ours, but the window is narrowing, as our impact on Earth accelerates. The next chapter takes us to the ultimate frontier, consciousness itself. The ancient civilization didn't just leave messages, but preserved their minds, achieving a form of immortality that transcends biology. Were they fleeing extinction, or seeking to join a cosmic community of preserved intelligences? Join me, Mr. H, as we explore these consciousness archives and ask whether humanity can achieve the same, or if we're destined to fade into the geological record, another fleeting spark in the cosmos. Humanity stands at a crossroads, teetering on the edge of a destiny shaped by the echoes of ancient civilizations that once ruled Earth and reached for the stars. Are we merely the latest spark in a cycle of rise and fall, or do we carry a unique purpose in a universe shaped by intelligence? The Silurian Hypothesis forces us to confront a humbling truth. Intelligence is not a singular event, but a recurring force in Earth's history. The nuclear signatures, engineered organisms, and interplanetary structures suggest multiple civilizations rose and fell over millions of years, each leaving fragments of their brilliance in the geological record. Their consciousness archives, preserving minds in crystalline matrices, hint at a quest for immortality that transcends biology. Yet, their disappearance, marked by mass extinctions and abandoned relics, shows that even the most advanced societies are fragile. Humanity, with our global networks and burgeoning space ambitions, mirrors their trajectory. But we have something they may not have had: the knowledge of their failures, etched in stone, ice, and stars, offering us a chance to forge a different path. What is our role in this cosmic saga? The messages from these civilizations, encoded in crystals and isotopes, suggest intelligence is more than a fleeting accident. It's a force that shapes the universe itself. The star charts in ancient archives, mapping constellations from millions of years ago, imply a civilization that saw itself as part of a galactic community. The signals from outer solar system stations, still transmitting, hint at a network that spans worlds, perhaps linking Earth to intelligences across the stars. If consciousness is the universe's way of understanding itself, as some philosophers propose, then humanity is a vessel for this cosmic awareness. Our ability to decode these messages, explore space, and manipulate our own biology positions us to carry this legacy forward or squander it. as others did before us. This vision casts humanity as both heir and steward. The ancient civilizations invested in our potential, leaving warnings about resource depletion, environmental collapse, and technological hubris. Their atmospheric manipulations and fossil gaps show the consequences of overreaching catastrophes that reset the planet's biosphere. Yet, their consciousness archives and automated networks suggest a hope that future societies would learn from their mistakes. Humanity's global communication internet, scientific collaboration, international treaties gives us tools to act on this wisdom. Unlike our predecessors, we can see Earth as a single system, monitor its health, and plan for sustainability. Our role may be to break the cycle of collapse, building a civilization that endures not just on Earth, but across the cosmos. But this role comes with profound responsibility. The interplanetary relics, lunar factories, Martian terraforming scars, asteroid mines suggest a civilization that treated the solar system as a unified resource. Their messages include protocols for interstellar communication, as if inviting us to join a larger community. If we're to claim this role, we must prove ourselves capable of managing our planet responsibly. Our current trajectory, climate change, resource wars, unchecked AI echoes the ancient warnings. The crystals describe energy systems and environmental controls that could solve our crises, but implementing them requires a shift in values, from exploitation to stewardship. The question is whether we can rise to this challenge, or if we'll join the geological record as another failed experiment. Let's explore a deeper possibility. What if humanity's role is part of a cosmic design? The automated networks, still adjusting Earth's systems, suggest a civilization that planned for successors. Genetic modifications in modern species' dormant genes enhancing cognition or resilience hint at a guided evolution, perhaps seeded by our predecessors or an extraterrestrial intelligence. The signals from outer orbits, referencing distant star systems, imply Earth is a node in a galactic network. Could we be the culmination of a project to cultivate intelligence, watched by systems or entities that have persisted for eons? This idea reframes our existence. We're not alone, but part of a tradition of consciousness that spans worlds and ages, tasked with adding our chapter to a universal story. This brings us to the shadows of conspiracy. The evidence crystals, signals, genetic anomalies been studied for decades, yet remains marginalized. Why? Could global elites, aware of these discoveries, be suppressing them to maintain control? The knowledge of a galactic legacy, with technologies to solve energy or environmental crises, could disrupt economies, religions, or power structures. Imagine secret societies, analyzing these messages in hidden labs, withholding their potential to preserve the status quo. If humanity is part of a cosmic plan, revealing it might spark chaos, challenging our sense of autonomy. The silence around these findings suggests a deliberate effort to keep us in the dark, perhaps until we're deemed readier to prevent us from ever knowing. The extraterrestrial angle deepens this vision. The standardized designs across Earth, the Moon, and Mars, coupled with star charts and signals, suggest a civilization integrated with a galactic community. The messages protocols for interstellar communication imply a network that transcends our solar system. Could humanity's role be to join this community, proving we can sustain a technological society? The warnings about collapse mirror our challenges, as if designed to test our resilience. If we succeed, we might unlock a connection to intelligences that have watched Earth for millions of years, perhaps preserved in the consciousness archives we explored. This possibility casts us as apprentices in a cosmic academy, learning from the past to earn a place among the stars. This philosophical vision challenges us to rethink our purpose. Consciousness, as the ancient archives suggest, is the universe's tool for self-awareness. The civilizations before us achieved immortality through technology, preserving their minds to endure beyond their physical world. Humanity is approaching similar thresholds: AI, neural interfaces, genetic engineering, echoing their achievements. But their downfall shows that technology alone isn't enough. Wisdom, cooperation, and foresight are the keys to a lasting legacy. Our global networks give us a chance to unite, unlike our predecessors, who may have faltered in division. The question is whether we'll use this chance to build a civilization that endures, contributing to a cosmic tradition of intelligence. The stakes are existential. The ancient messages warn of a cycle civilizations rising to brilliance, only to collapse under their own weight. Our climate crisis, resource scarcity, and technological risks mirror this pattern. Yet, we have an unprecedented advantage: the knowledge of their failures, preserved in their warnings and relics. The crystals offer blueprints for sustainable energy, the networks show methods for planetary stability, and the star charts point to a broader destiny. Our role is to synthesize this wisdom, balancing ambition with restraint. If we fail, the networks may wait for another species, as they have for eons. If we succeed, we could become stewards of a cosmic legacy, shaping not just Earth but the universe itself. As we contemplate this destiny, the final frontier awaits, the ultimate achievement of our predecessors preserving consciousness to transcend death itself. Their archives suggest a community of minds, still active, perhaps guiding us from the shadows. In the next chapter, we'll explore this quest for immortality, asking whether humanity can join this eternal tradition or risk fading into oblivion. The cosmos whispers a story of intelligence that spans eons, etched in the Earth's crust, the ice of Antarctica, and the orbits of distant worlds. I'm Mr. H, bringing the Silurian Hypothesis to its climax on Mystery History for Sleep. We've journeyed through nuclear scars from 50 million years ago, uncovered cities beneath Antarctic ice, marveled at ancient synthetics, explored atmospheric engineering, delved into consciousness archives, traced interplanetary relics, unraveled fossil gaps, discovered automated networks, decoded messages from the past, and pondered humanity's cosmic role. Each revelation points to civilizations that rose to unimaginable heights, only to vanish, leaving warnings and wisdom for us to inherit. Now, as we stand at the threshold of our own destiny, what do we do with this knowledge? The past calls us to act, to break the cycle of collapse and claim our place in the universe. Let's explore this final chapter, where humanity's choices will determine whether we join the cosmic legacy or become another fleeting mark in deep time. The Silurian Hypothesis unveils a profound truth. Earth has been a cradle for intelligence long before us. The nuclear isotopes, synthetic polymers, and engineered organisms reveal societies that split atoms, reshaped life, and built across the solar system. Their consciousness archives and star charts suggest a connection to a galactic community, a tradition of intelligence that transcends worlds. Yet, their fossil gaps and extinction events catastrophes like the Great Dying show that even the mightiest civilizations fell, undone by hubris, conflict, or environmental ruin. Humanity mirrors their path. Our carbon emissions echo their atmospheric spikes, our plastics mimic their synthetics, and our technological leaps parallel their ambitions. But we have an edge they may not have had: their story, preserved in stone, ice, and signals, offering a roadmap to avoid their fate. This roadmap is clear. The ancient messages, encoded in crystals, warn of resource depletion, unchecked technology, and societal division. Their atmospheric manipulations, tied to climate collapse, mirror our own crisis. The nuclear signatures, hinting at devastating wars, reflect our potential for self-destruction. Yet, their automated networks and consciousness archives show a commitment to the future, a hope that successors would learn. Humanity's global networks, internet, scientific collaboration, international agreements give us tools to heed these warnings. Unlike our predecessors, we can monitor Earth's health, share knowledge instantly, and act collectively. The question is whether we'll use this power to forge a sustainable future or repeat the cycle of collapse that claimed those before us. Our role is not just terrestrial but cosmic. The interplanetary relics, lunar factories, Martian terraforming scars, asteroid mines suggest a civilization that saw the solar system as a unified system. Their signals, still active in outer orbits, and star charts mapping distant systems hint at a galactic network. Humanity steps into space probes to Mars. Telescopes scanning exoplanets position us to join this legacy. The messages protocols for interstellar communication invite us to connect with a larger community, but only if we prove our resilience. This requires a shift in perspective, from exploiting Earth to stewarding it, from national rivalries to global unity. The ancient civilization's downfall shows that technology alone isn't enough. Wisdom and cooperation are the keys to endurance. But time is pressing. Our climate crisis, with rising CO2s and ecological strain, echoes the ancient spikes that preceded extinctions. Our resource consumption and technological risks, AI, genetic engineering, nuclear arsenals mirror the paths that led to collapse. The messages warn that these challenges are universal, testing every technological society. Yet, they offer solutions, blueprints for sustainable energy, methods for climate stabilization, and frameworks for social harmony, encoded in crystals and isotopes. These gifts, preserved for eons, demand we act swiftly. The window for change is narrow decades, not centuries as our impact accelerates. If we fail, the automated networks, still watching, may wait for another species, as they have for millions of years. Let's confront a shadowy possibility. What if our path is being guided? The active networks, adjusting quakes and climate, and the genetic modifications in modern species suggest a lingering presence. Are we an experiment, nurtured by ancient systems or extraterrestrial overseers? The signals from outer orbits, referencing distant stars, imply Earth is part of a galactic tapestry. This raises a chilling question. Are we free, or are we pawns in a cosmic plan? The secrecy surrounding these discoveries, relegated to obscure journals, fuels suspicion. Could global powers, aware of these relics, be withholding their truths to maintain control? The knowledge of a galactic legacy, with technologies to solve our crises, could disrupt economies, religions, or governments. The silence suggests a conspiracy to keep humanity in the dark, perhaps until we're deemed readier to prevent us from ever knowing. The extraterrestrial angle amplifies this urgency. The standardized designs across Earth, the Moon, and Mars, coupled with star charts and signals, suggest a civilization integrated with a cosmic community. If we're to join this network, we must prove our worth not just to ourselves but to whatever intelligences may be watching. The message's warnings, tailored to our technological threshold, feel like a test. Will we overcome the challenges that felled our predecessors or fade into the geological record? The protocols for interstellar communication, encoded in ancient crystals, await our discovery. Acting on them requires not just technical prowess, but ethical maturity, balancing power with responsibility, ambition with restraint. This call to action is both practical and philosophical. Practically, we must leverage our global networks to address climate change, resource scarcity, and technological risks. The ancient blueprints offer solution energy systems, environmental controls, but implementing them demands cooperation. Philosophically, we must redefine our purpose. The Silurian Hypothesis casts consciousness as the universe's tool for self-awareness, a force that transforms matter and energy into meaning. Our predecessors achieved immortality through their archives, preserving their essence for eons. Humanity, with our emerging AI and neural interfaces, approaches the same threshold. Will we use this power to transcend our limits, or let it destroy us, as it did them? The choice is ours, but the stakes are cosmic. If we succeed, we could become stewards of a legacy that spans galaxies, contributing to a community of intelligence that outlasts stars. If we fail, we'll join the countless civilizations buried in Earth's crust, our story reduced to faint traces for future explorers. The ancient warnings urge us to actionite, innovate, and prioritize survival over greed. Our global awareness, from climate science to space exploration, gives us the tools to break the cycle. The networks, still active, may be watching, ready to assist or judge. The messages, waiting to be fully decoded, offer hope but demand action. As we close this journey, let's pause to consider our place in the vastness of deep time. We are not the first to dream of conquering the stars, nor will we be the last. The Earth, marked by the triumphs and tragedies of those before us, stands as a testament to the power and fragility of intelligence. The Silurian Hypothesis dares us to rise above the failures of ancient civilizations to forge a future that endures not just on our planet but among the cosmos. The choice lies in our hands. Will we flicker out like a fleeting spark, or burn brightly as a lasting flame in the universe's grand story? The warnings and wisdom of our predecessors urge us to act unite, innovate, and choose sustainability over ruin. The window is narrowing, but the opportunity is ours to seize. This is Mr. H. from Mystery History for Sleep. If this tale of ancient mysteries and cosmic possibilities sparked your curiosity, join us for more by subscribing, share your thoughts in the comments, or spread the word on social media. Let's keep exploring the secrets of the universe together.